I just seen an interview from D.M.C. from Run-D.M.C. He just did an interview with Lord Jamar, and he claims that he was supposed to be in a car with Tupac and Suge Knight that night in Vegas.
I was also supposed to be in Run-D.M.C. I should have been a part of the group.
How you feel about him saying that, yo?
The night that Tupac was shot, Run-D.M.C. was supposed to be meeting up with, well, actually, before I tell the story, correct me if I'm wrong. The night Tupac was shot, Run-D.M.C. was supposed to meet up with Suge Knight, and he wanted to sign you guys to bring people together, but you guys never made it into the car because you were waiting on Jay to get dressed.
Master Jay, true story. We would have been in the Beamer with them. The empty back seat was for me and Jay.
Stop that dumb shit.
He wants us to perform.
It wasn't the party bus. It's a sedan. So that sounds just like me saying I was supposed to be in Run-D.M.C, but they decided to go with the other D. That sounds like some bullshit. Like, first off, you wasn't getting up on Suge like that. Wasn't getting up on Suge like that. Suge was probably sunning them niggas. You wasn't finna get in the car with him. Get in the car with Suge. Don't care how much he wants to sing. You wouldn't get in the car with him. This just wasn't that party. Everybody out there had cars. Y'all ain't got no car, we're gonna send y'all a car over there. I can't say they wasn't in a relationship because if I'm not mistaken, it was a part of some of the parties that we had done at the Suge's Club. So yeah, they probably was in Death Row East. They were in talk of that. I've been to some parties with Russell Simmons and them. So like, you can't say that they wasn't in a relationship, but damn, you gonna go as far as saying, yeah, I was supposed to be in the Beamer. Shut up. Just say you supposed to meet with him that night, and it didn't happen because he got murdered. That's the truth, and that sounds good. That's enough. You don't have to say you were supposed to have been in the car and make that a part of your testimony because you lied. Sorry. You know, to be saying that you're gonna get in that car and then, you know, again, y'all, this is a BMW. It's small, it's a sedan. Suge Knight is in the front. He's almost 6'3", so that means he's really in the front and the back. Nobody really can sit behind him. Pac is in one seat, but they was gonna sit and Suge lap. You've been better off saying we supposed to sit on Suge lap on the way to the versus saying you're supposed to be in the car. No, you wasn't. No. It was cute though. Everybody, I'd be watching that and they was saying they was there and they did this, that be so, like, I'd be like, that's really cute. She wasn't though. You wasn't.
How do you feel about people that say Puff Daddy had something to do with Tupac Dope?
You know, again, I think all of this kind of, if we look at it all, as far as the East Coast, West Coast thing, it all was fueling it up. It was making people in neighborhoods mad and things like that. And as I spoke, it was said, you know, about the bounty out on the chains. It was said that he had a bounty out on the chains. So again, there was so much stuff going on that, you know, we can't just pin out that that's the person that did it. We know it was well orchestrated. You know, if you ask me, I think, I always say, like, and I don't want to start my theory, but I believe the police or the higher people that's in charge allowed it to happen, whoever did it.
Why you say that?
Come on, man, you can't do that in Vegas. Come on, man, you got people like Danny DeVito and those type of people that's out there, and real celebrities, real money is out in Vegas. Hundreds and hundreds of $1 million. It's a bowl. It's a bowl. Like, all that way on the outskirts of it is the desert. Helicopters. Helicopters ain't new. They've been looking at shit for years. You don't see nobody that did that? Nobody. The police don't know who did it. The fuck y'all hiding? They found about things about cases like that, about people that faster, that people even forgot about. And still to this day, they can't pinpoint somebody. You know, and it's the same thing. We like, you know, we've never been cared about in that regard. Black people, as far as like, you know, for me, from where I come from, I can name a million other people that's died since then that they not worried about who killed them. He was just the beginning and a big piece of that. He's a very big piece of that because he could have been a part of healing that with our people. So yeah, it could have been inspired by what was going on. Could have been inspired by the East Coast stuff that was going on. The West Coast stuff going on, we don't know. You know, for me, I believe that getting into it with Orlando, and we knowing that Orlando was from the streets. You know, Pac was an artist. And now that I'm a grown man, it's like, even myself, like I've even done things. I was around doing things. And now that I can see it now, you know, it just would have been a blessing if Pac would have still been able to be an artist and not really be involved in it and like be protected from that because of who we were around. And when you get out of the streets trying to do this, you do this to get out of the streets so that we can have a better place to live and better things. So that's the unfortunate part about it.
Where do you think Suge Knight went wrong with Death Row? You got some people that say his downfall began when he got on the cover of Vibe magazine and New York Times.
I would agree that is a great place to put a marker for the start of it. Because he didn't stick to the formula of what he said. Everything that he went up there and said on the Source Awards, you don't want to be all this and all that. He became that person. He started, you know, opportunities when he did have a chance to put a Danny Boy up or another artist that deserved that time up. He wanted to show people Suge Knight. He lost himself. He started smelling himself. Then he started believing that he was this big gangster and being a big gangster to the wrong people. Can't go in Interscope and be a gangster with Jimmy Iovine. It's just not gonna happen. And he should be looked at as an example of the difference between us being rich versus just having a little money. They allowed Suge in that business, and just as quick as they allowed him in it, they took it from him.
The Brotherhood Crusade with you, Tupac, Snoop, Suge, and MC Hammer. Take me through that event and how that came about.
Oh, wow. I just remember that it was one of the things that Papa G, George Price, the publicist, had set up. And we would always do different things in the neighborhood and hospitals and stuff like that. It was given in Compton. So it was around the corner from where Suge had grew up at, if I'm not mistaken. It was a Compton swap meeting where that had taken place. So just that neighborhood alone had received so much love from Suge. And what they were rallying for was, I think, the 3-strike law that kind of got Suge more involved with it because he was working with so many guys that had come out of prison. And it was a reform that he believed in. And I remember us being at that event, and we would always go to different events. And this was one of the times that I was kind of called up to, I thought I was gonna speak. And you know, everybody had an opportunity to say something. Pac said something, Snoop said something. And that's when you sing Suge, you know, say, sing something, Danny Boy. And Pac was standing like right there on the side, just as happy as Suge was telling me to sing something. And I started singing. So it was really incredible, especially look back on it and know how much that event meant to that time and it really meant for the people. Is amazing. But I also think that's one of the things that got Suge. I think he's like on that 3-strike, the thing that he was fighting against is why he's where he is now, so to say. So